keep me waiting, I would wait a lifetime. If you would keep me waiting, I would wait a lifetime. In tricky situations, I will be a lifeline. Nobody's meant to be fighting alone. That's why I'm taking you home. I never felt something like this before, no. Keep coming back for you time after time. Maybe I'm losing my mind, but I know I'll never leave you behind, no. Baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the route, yeah, baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the route, yeah, baby, I got you. I got you. I got you. Baby, I got you. I got you. Ocean in between us, still I feel your heartbeat. There's something about you, baby, that makes me feel complete. Nobody's meant to be fighting alone. That's why I'm taking you home. I never felt something like this before, no. Keep coming back for your time after time. Maybe I'm losing my mind, but I know I'll never leave you behind, no. Baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the route, yeah, baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the route, yeah, baby, I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. Baby, I got you. I got you. I got you. And the world is going wild when they call for you. And the river's running dry when it all falls through. Don't you worry about a thing, baby, I got you. Yeah, baby, I got you.
Definitely, I will try it on in my house.
Lisa.
You're still talking to me.
Hello everyone, happy Thursday. Hope you're doing well. Hit the thumbs up button and subscribe, please. Comment in the chat section where you're from and what time it is where you are. I'd love to know. Emma Day, you said blessed Wednesday night. So where are you? Hey Cinderella. Hey Lottie. Hey Trinette, good evening. It's been a while since you caught live, but I'm happy to have you here. Thanks for coming as always. Good evening, Rochelle. Rochelle, where are you? Thank you, Leslie. Yes, hit that like button, please. Well, it's just gone past 12:20 here in Indo. So I'm gonna do this podcast, get some things done, and then I'm going to a party. 11:30 p.m. in Florida. Lovely. How's the weather in Florida? How are the alligators in Florida? Are the alligators good? Right, let's get into things today. A couple of to cover. Let's start with this just so I can get out of the way. The nonsense like this that irritates me. So, if you watch that interview where Meghan was talking to Miss Sam Harriam about his movie, one of the things that she said was about Archie wanting a camera for Christmas or something like that. Now, there was a deranger that posted a picture of Kate apparently with the particular camera that Meghan had spoken about. And for some reason, I don't know why, because I thought we would have learnt by now, a whole bunch of people in the squad on Twitter decided to respond to this deranger that posted this thing about Kate. Sometimes, guys and dolls, it's just not worth even engaging because it's just you're just like adding fuel to the fire. And on this particular thing, if you've noticed, I haven't even brought it up until now because I just think it's silly. But for some reason, this Carol McKay from Pure Now decided to do a whole article talking about Meghan Markle reveals son Archie is taken after Aunt Kate with a new hobby. And even more embarrassingly, this is a black woman. Why you would write an article like this for clickbait, obviously, but they know they can write articles like this and get clicks and views because of, you know, the way sometimes the squad responds to these kind of types of petty arguments that go on Twitter. When you see derangers, you know, trying to pull Meghan's name into things, or, you know, comparing her to Kate and stuff, sometimes it's better to just ignore. Just ignore it. You know that anytime Meghan talks about her children, the British press are going to make something out of it. The derangers are going to make something out of it. And now they're even, you know, trying to pull Archie, a kid, into some kind of rivalry with his grown-up aunt. Sometimes it's better to just ignore. And this is just ridiculous from this lady, honestly. Jeanette, it's cold in Florida? I didn't know that it could get cold in Florida. 250 over in South Australia. Thanks for joining us, Shadow Mom. See. Rhonda, didn't Meghan have the camera her son wanted as a young girl? Yeah, she did. And there were also pictures going around with Meghan with that camera as well. Okay, on to the next thing, because I just thought this whole thing was silly and I didn't even bring it up. Right. Following on from Meghan's appearance in Clever Blend's Instagram reel that they posted, the Daily Fail, actually, let me start with this first. The Daily Fail decided to write 1, 2, 3 whole articles about a woman who is actually a VC investor in a company, just making a funny reel for the company that she has VC investment in. If you actually go to the Clever Blends Instagram, I think, let me actually look at it now, because it's quite incredible. Let me just go, because the numbers were just insane. Clever Blends. Here we are. So if you actually look at the numbers for the reels, they are averaging, they were averaging about 3,000-4,000 views per reel. 3,000 to 4,000 views per reel. This reel with Meghan has now gotten 310,000 views. From 3,000 to 4,000 views to 310,000 views. That is literally the power that Meghan has to bring eyes and interest. And why would she not do that if she could do that for a brand that she is invested in? Like, this is what this is what companies spend tens of thousands in marketing to gain. But here we have the Daily Fail. Meghan dons 135 COS jumper as she plays intern in ad. Always counting the pennies when it comes to Meghan's pockets, but not the pockets of the royals who are taxpayer funded. Meghan stars as an intern in bizarre ad for coffee company. What was bizarre about it? She's literally an investor, getting her money up. Meghan's cameo in advert shows she is relaunching herself. Relaunching where? Honey, we never went away. And then what I found interesting, but not surprising, was some of the comments from the Daily Mail. And I think this really shows you the mindset of British tabloid readers. And I stress there, because it's not everyone, tabloid readers. What a come down cheesy. I want to know what part of being a VC investor in a company that is growing is a come down. She's not on public welfare like the other royals. And someone else saying it's too late for her. At one stage, she had all the opportunities in the world, but she blew it. All the opportunities in the world were in the royal household. She did more in 2 years than all of the other royals have probably done in 10. She was being asked to be 50% of herself. I think I'm actually going to do a whole, because this is actually something that I'm very interested in from a sociological, psychological perspective. The way in which the British tabloid press and like this tall poppy syndrome that we suffer from in the UK, how that forms people's mindset about certain things. And so, for example, the way in which, Meghan was seen as, too much, too glamorous, too Hollywood, too American, all the things that I think should be, admired, that you should be aspiring to, are seen as negative in the UK. Because if you come from a certain place, or if you don't come from a certain place, if you're not of a certain class, you should accept the bare minimum. You should never aspire to more. And if you are somebody that aspires to more, if you do step out of line, step out of your lane, that is an issue. And you see that reflected in the culture. The fact that people are willing to just accept the bare minimum and keep calm and carry on. Like that keep calm and carry on, the way it's weaponized, that could be a whole conversation in itself. All right. Enough of the Daily Fell and then nonsense. I'll read your comments and then we will keep it moving. It's going to be a quick one today because I have a couple of things to do before I get going. Cinderella, I hate when they print experts say, yeah, experts at what? Making stuff up? Experts at what? Making stuff up? Relaunching herself as a kind and standalone brand. Jesus. Say experts. Who are the experts? Some lowly paid intern at the Daily Fail, hoping that they don't get sued. Are those the experts? Leslie F. It's sad. I feel the UK tabloids have kept the public there in a bubble and socially held in a coma. That is exactly what it is. I want to do a whole podcast on this. Like, it's something that I just find fascinating. Cookies and cream. Cookies and cream, are you okay? I think I missed a comment. Give me hang on a sec. One moment. Okay, cookies and cream. I missed whatever comment it was that you made, but I hope you and your family are okay. Sorry about that. Sorry I missed your comment. Okay. Next thing. Following on from Harry's hacking trial. Ooh, I think I have. Hang on a sec, folks. Have I lost the okay. I don't have a picture of the article on the screen, but I'm gonna. It's fine. I'll just read it out. So obviously, I think this has prompted more people to have some confidence to consider their own case against the Rupert Murdoch, Jonathan Rothermere mafia UK tabloid press and their barons. So this is from the from BBC. Mirror hacking victims demand criminal investigation. Phone hacking victims, including Prince Harry, could launch a legal challenge if police do not reopen a criminal investigation into Mirror newspapers. I mean, this should go beyond Mirror newspapers, but anyway. Their legal team have told the BBC they could attempt a private prosecution themselves if necessary. The High Court last week found evidence of widespread and habitual use of phone hacking at the Mirror newspapers. The Met Police said it would consider the judgment, but there was no current investigation. Mind you, Leveson 2 was meant to look into police involvement in phone hacking. And part of the reason that was going to happen was because of the outrage that was caused by the Millie Dowler case. This was the young schoolgirl who murdered schoolgirl whose phone got hacked. And because there were I think it was something to do with the way they meddled with the messages and the voicemail, that her family actually believed that Millie was still alive. And there was also like a police cover up. There was all kinds of things that happened, and they were going to look into the police also, not just the press. But that got cancelled under the Tory government. So I don't necessarily have full faith in the Met Police launching any type of investigation, because part of that investigation would also be into themselves. So you would need a whole independent body to do this investigation. You can't really trust the Met Police at all. So it goes on to say, the Met Police said it would consider the judgment, but there was no current investigation. Dr. Evan Harris, an advisor group of lawyers representing Prince Harry and more than 80 other claimants, y'all. So don't pay any attention to piss moron sitting here and just claiming that it's just Harry and his California tan face, as in his own words, that has an issue with the tabloids. They have been ruining people's lives. It doesn't matter if they're celebrities or normal people. They have been ruining people's lives. 80 other claimants said they had faith that the Met Police and Crown Prosecution Service would finally carry out their duties properly, thoroughly, and transparently. I don't. Because mind you, Cressida Dick, who was the last police commission officer, one of the worst I think we've had ever, was given a King's Honor from Charles, despite being one of the worst police commission officers ever. So I can't say that I have faith. I think we need a whole independent body to look at this. Claimants include Prince Harry's ex-girlfriend, Chelsea Davy, actress Kate Winslet, and Ricky Tomlinson, footballer Ian Wright, and singer Cheryl Tweedy and Sarah Harding, who died while making her claim. Wait, hang on a minute. Wait, did Sarah Harding pass away? I feel like I either didn't know that or I did know that, but I forgot. Hang on a sec. Yeah, she did pass away. So I wonder if her family are going to continue the court case on her behalf. Hang on a sec. Okay. She'd been diagnosed with breast cancer. Okay. Rest in peace to Sarah Harding. I didn't know why she'd passed away. Okay. So prosecutors closed down a previous inquiry in 2015, but lawyers plan to help the police identify potential new evidence and witnesses from the Mirror phone hacking trial. I mean, remember, they deleted so much evidence that it's really going to be hard, I think, to get to the bottom of everything, unless people start quacking, and they have to be given incentive to start quacking, because they were probably given incentive to shut up. Okay, so prosecutors closed down a previous inquiry in 2015, but lawyers plan to help the police identify potential new evidence. However, if police and prosecutors decided not to act, Dr. Harris said the claimants would challenge those decisions. The Victims' Right to Review scheme allows victims of crime to request that the CPS reconsider a decision not to prosecute. This is the same CPS, mind you, that were very, very dodgy when it came to Carolyn Flack and her passing away. And notes that were should have been written went missing, and her mother still doesn't have answers, and she's been asking them for answers. So this is why I'm saying you can't trust anyone in the authorities at all. So what are you going to do? In fact, or a private prosecution would also be real possibilities, Dr. Harris said. These are serious offences compounded by even more serious offences, he claimed. adding that these include perjury and other criminal forms of cover-up. The judicial review would involve the High Court deciding if a police decision not to prosecute was unlawful. In a private prosecution, hacking victims would ask a magistrate to begin a case against MGN by passing the CPS. The Metropolitan Police began investigating phone hacking at Mirror titles, primarily the Sunday Mirror, in 2013. But in December 2015, the CPS decided there was insufficient evidence to prosecute 10 journalists connected to the Mirror titles. Hang on a sec, folks. Okay, for the Metropolitan Police, this closed the book on a difficult and politically sensitive series of inquiries, and Scotland Yard may need persuading to reopen it. The lawyers involved in this summer's unprecedented court hearings, during which Prince Harry became the first royal in modern times to give evidence in the witness box, say the police now have access to significant new evidence against MGN. So what are they doing with that evidence? That's the first question I have. Any criminal investigation would consider whether Mirror Group journalists or private investigators working for them had unlawfully accessed telephone voicemail messages. This would be a breach of the Regulation of Investigatory Powers Act. The former editor of the News of the World, Andy Coulson, that is this guy standing to the left of Rebecca Brooks, I think she allegedly had an affair with him. Or she did have an affair with him. It came out during the Leveson inquiry. Oh, sorry, folks. I just lost my... Okay. The former editor of the News of the World, Andy Coulson, who was convicted of this offence, along with other journalists, in 2014 and sentenced to 18 months in prison. The News of the World was owned by a different company now called News UK, who I now believe actually Rebecca Brooks was made the head of. I think Murdoch made her the head of News UK. It was shut down in 2011. The police investigation could also look at the use of private investigators to obtain information about prominent people for use in newspaper stories. They could face charges under data protection laws or legislation restricting the use of the electoral roll. The judge in the Mirror hacking case, Mr. Justice Fancourt, named 11 private investigative firms involved in extensive or habitual unlawful information gathering or phone hacking on behalf of the Daily Mirror, Sunday Mirror, and People newspapers. They were an integral part of the system that existed at all three newspapers to collect private information unlawfully and then publish it, he ruled. Any journalist or executive shown to have lied in the Leveson inquiry to press standards in 2011 and 2012 could face charges of perjury. Now, let's look up how long do you get for perjury in the UK? So perjury is a statutory offence in England and Wales. A person convicted of perjury is liable to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 7 years, or to a fine, or both. So it's actually very possible that they could all just get fined. Let's see. What is the penalty for perjury in the UK? Yeah, it's 7 years imprisonment and or fine. So my guess is that they're all just going to get off with really large fines. That's it. I don't think the answer to I guess I've answered my own question. Is Piers Morgan going to be jailed for perjury? Probably not. I think he's going to get a very big fine. That's what I think is going to happen. Sarah Turner, thank you so much. Good evening here in Kansas. Love and blessings. Love and blessings to you also. Thank you so much, Sarah Turner. All right, let's go to your comments. Actually, before we do go to your comments, a little bit more of the article. Okay, so yeah, any journalist shown to have lied in the Leveson inquiry could face charges of perjury. A key question for the police and prosecutors would be whether the activities of journalists and investigators were unlawful, likely to result in civil court finding against them, or illegal, a breach of criminal law. That's interesting. I'm assuming that if perhaps they were found to be unlawful, it would be a lesser crime than illegal. Judge Fancourt decided on the balance of probabilities that unlawful information gathering had taken place, in other words, that it was more likely than not. His judgment went further in places, concluding that there was no doubt that the editors of the newspapers knew about phone hacking and unlawful information gathering, were in a position to tell senior executives about it, but didn't, indeed. For a jury to find someone guilty in a criminal trial, they would have to be sure beyond all reasonable doubt. Some of those accused in this case include Piers Morgan, who gave no evidence at all in their defense and didn't appear in court. The criminal trial would this is where it gets interesting. A criminal trial would require all of the accused to be in the dock, defended by senior barristers. They would be able to decide whether to give evidence personally in front of a jury. Following Friday's judgment, Mr. Morgan again denied personally hacking a phone or ordering someone to, and said nobody has produced any actual evidence to prove that I did. Do you know what? I think this is where Piers Morgan's confidence is coming from, because it could very well be true that Piers Morgan never actually hacked a phone and that he never ordered anybody to hack a phone, but he knew that phones were being hacked. He didn't stop it, and he was okay with the information being taken from those hacked phones to write stories. So I think this is where his defense is going to lie. I never told anyone to do it, and I never hacked a phone, but it was still happening under his watch. And the question then becomes, can the law prosecute Piers Morgan because it was happening under his watch and because he knew? If indeed he wasn't hacking the phones himself or ordering anyone to hack those phones. So it would have to come out that he was actually instructing people on that floor. And I don't know if anybody has the backbone to come out and say that, if that's the case. So MGM said it welcomed the judgment, which gave the business clarity to move forward from events that took place many years ago. Where historical wrongdoing took place, we apologize undeservedly, have taken full responsibility and paid appropriate compensation. The company, which now owns MGM Reach PLC, said in a statement. Yeah. I mean, it's an interesting one. Piers Morgan at worst is guilty by association, right? But does that mean that he can actually be prosecuted? That's the question. If indeed he never hacked a phone or told anybody to hack a phone as he claims, but he most definitely knew and didn't stop anyone, and it happened under his watch as an editor. So can he be prosecuted for that? Any lawyers in the chat? Oh. Okay. Last thing, or go to your comments, and the last thing we'll talk about this whole Jeff Bezos, Rupert Murdoch thingy majiggy. Hi everyone, if you're just joining us, do hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Avril, you said there is accessory to a crime in America. Okay. Does anybody from the UK? Do we have anything similar? Piers was an accomplice to phone hacking, just as guilty. Okay, but is that actually under you? Does anybody know under UK law can he be prosecuted for that? Because that's the question. I don't want to make any assumptions. I actually want to know, under UK law, can he be prosecuted for that? Is there a case to prosecute him for that? Shirley, Piers had to write checks for the information. Okay, that's one line of prosecution, right? Any lawyers in the chat that want to actually come on one day and help us out? Help us out. Please give us a clear explanation about British law and whether or not we will see Piers Morgan dragged behind bars. I will give you all the time in the world to come and speak. Okay, let's get on to this so we can wrap things up. All right. New Washington Post CEO accused of Murdoch tabloid hacking cover up. Now, of course, the Washington Post is owned by the trillion-dollar man himself, Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos, who was at the Beyonce concert right across from Meghan and hanged out with the Kardashians. So you can understand why some squaddies definitely had their backs up about this. The thing is, we don't even know what the relationship is between Meghan and Harry and Bezos, or if they're working together or whatnot. But let's have a look at this. Washington Post owner Jeff Bezos wanted an assured hand to write the newspaper's shaky finances. He turned to Will Lewis, a 54-year-old former editor of the Daily Telegraph and former publisher of the Wall Street Journal, whom he called exceptional and tenacious. Will start as the Post publisher and CEO in early January. So the man who Jeff Bezos called exceptional and tenacious is linked to Rupert Murdoch. A dozen years ago, media magnate Rupert Murdoch also turned to Lewis when he wanted to find someone to rectify the hacking and bribery scandals engulfing his British Sunday tabloid, The News of the World. Lewis' publicly stated charge was to root newsroom corruption, cooperate with police, and help settle claims from people targeted by the company's journalists for voicemail and email hacking. The Guardian called him News Corp's cleanup campaigner. A very different picture of Lewis emerges from material presented in London courtrooms in recent months and reviewed by NPR. The man picked to lead the Post, a paper with the slogan "Democracy Dies in Darkness," stands accused of helping to lead a massive cover-up of criminal activity when he was acting outside public view. In lawsuits against News Corp's British newspapers, lawyers for Prince Harry and movie star Hugh Grant depict Lewis as a leader of a frenzied conspiracy to kneecap public officials hostile to a multi-billion-dollar business deal and to delete millions of potentially damning emails. Millions of emails. Not even hundreds or thousands, millions. This is who Jeff Bezos has hired for the Washington Post. In addition, they allege Lewis sought to shield the CEO of News Corp, Britain's arm News UK, from scrutiny to conceal the extent of wrongdoing at News of the World, at News of the World's more profitable sister, The Sun. The Duke of Sussex and Grant argue that Lewis was a linchpin of efforts to limit the fallout during a key period between 2010 to 2012. Fresh detail about lingering concerns. These concerns about Lewis's actions have been looked at for years. Through a spokesperson, Lewis declined to comment to NPR for this story. He previously denied the broad outlines of these accusations, saying they were utterly unfounded. Lewis has not personally been sued as a part of this current litigation, which offers greater sweep to these allegations. In response to detailed questions from NPR for the story, News UK's chief spokesperson pointed to the December 15 decision by prosecutors not to file criminal charges against the company. At that time, the Crown Prosecution Service said there is no evidence to suggest that email deletion was undertaken in order to prevent the course of justice. For years, people working on behalf of British tabloids routinely broke privacy laws by breaking into homes. And this is the thing, y'all. This isn't just about phone hacking. They were breaking into homes, hacking emails, taking photographs and videos in private homes, putting trackers on people's cars, all to sell papers. Politicians, celebrities, professional athletes, royals, and actors were all seen by the press and much of the public as fair game for rough treatment. That changed in 2011 when The Guardian revealed that the News of the World had hacked the voicemails of a missing 13-year-old schoolgirl who had been murdered. A flood of investigations and lawsuits ensued. Okay, so it goes on a little bit. Okay, so it talks more about Harry's case. Okay, so let's go on to who is Will Lewis. Will Lewis's career moved at a brisk pace through some of the most prestigious newspapers in the UK. So he's also worked for UK newspapers, Jesus. So he's bringing that Jeff Bezos is choosing to bring someone in who's going to bring that UK tabloid mess to a major US publication. Lewis then joined the rival Daily Telegraph, where he was swiftly promoted to press editor. Controversy over Lewis' decision to pay a source £170,000 for the computer records gave way to accolades for the stories that yielded. Lewis won national awards for the paper and for himself. This earned him enemies in the bare-knuckle and greatly overlapping worlds of British journalism and politics. Okay, so he also worked for News Corp, also for the Telegraph. It sent 2 reporters to undercover to speak with a key government official charged with determining whether the Murdochs could acquire Sky. Oh my gosh, this is who he's chosen to work with. Okay, it goes on a little bit. I'll post the link to the article if you want to read it in full, because it's a bit long and I don't want to read the whole thing. But you get the idea. Jeff Bezos has picked a bit of a dodgy one to be the head of the Washington Post. And all I can say is I better not see any clickbait, rage bait articles about our faves. All right, with that, I'm going to end it there, folks. Thank you as always. I'll end with your comments. Have a fantastic day. I'm off to a pool party. Yay. Oops, my computer seems to be freezing. Okay. Black Queen. Who is that? Weekend at Bernie's corpse? What? You're referring to Murdoch? We're all gonna age, y'all. But we know that some people don't age as badly as this. Antoinette, and Jeff may not know the details of his background. He would absolutely know. A man like Jeff Bezos at his level, he's gonna know. He's absolutely gonna know. Rhonda, damn, they sound like a criminal enterprise. They literally are. Golfing mom. Oh, hey. I feel like I haven't seen you in a while. I agree. Just ignore the Rangers. I just never engage with them. Kate is not a professional photographer. She published a puff piece photography book in 2021, which was other people's photos. Indeed. Absolutely. Will stay safe at my party. Thanks so much, Antoinette. All right. Enjoy your day, everyone. I will see you tomorrow. Ciao.
If you would keep me waiting, I would wait a lifetime. In tricky situations, I will be a lifeline. Nobody's meant to be fighting alone. That's why I'm taking you home. I never felt something like this before, no. Keep coming back for you time after time. Maybe I'm losing my mind, but I know I'll never leave you behind, no. Baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the rules, yeah, baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the rules, yeah, baby, I got you. 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 Baby, I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. Ocean in between us, still I feel your heartbeat. There's something about you, baby, that makes me feel complete. Nobody's meant to be fighting alone. That's why I'm taking you home. I never felt something like this before, no. Keep coming back for your time after time. falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the views, yeah, baby I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby I got you.